Good night. That was not fun. Like, you'd have to buy this entire shifter just to get that boot. Well, we don't need the shifter. I'm kind of nervous. Kind of scared to do it, but I got to do it. I have to do it. This thing is loud. Holy crap. What's going on, and welcome back. So in my last video you saw that I didn't get quite as far as I wanted to with Project Stepchild. I ran into some issues with the exhaust. I thought I had a simple fix, but it turned out to be not so simple. So I have already started on getting this exhaust fixed. I'll show you what I'm doing. I came out here the other day and I started filming, and I got so frustrated because it was taking me forever to figure out a solution, and I think I have a solution. I'm not sure how well I'll be able to execute it, but I've got a good start on it. I'll show you what I'm talking about so you see where I'm coming from. Alright, so these are the S-shaped pipes that connect the long tube headers to the catback exhaust. In the last video I talked about how I thought I was going to be able to get these pieces here, just slide them over the S-shaped pipes and slide them into the catback, clamp everything down and be good to go. Well, that's not the case, because when I did that, slid them up onto the S-pipe, it put too much tension on the exhaust and would pull it to one side or the other. It was crooked and it just didn't work. So I went ahead and bolted up the S-pipes to the headers, tightened them down a little bit so they wouldn't move around, put the adapter pieces into the catback, got everything lined up, and slid them up to the S-pipes to where everything would sit the way it's supposed to, tack welded it, and then took them out, brought them out here, and I started welding on them. It is not the best weld job. I am not a professional welder. This is probably the 4th or 5th time that I've actually tried to weld in my entire life. So as long as the welds hold, as long as they don't leak, it's fine. You're not going to see it. I really could care less what it looks like. This is a cheap welder. I mean, what else can I do? I mean, I don't have time to try to get it to somebody else to weld them up professionally. I'd rather not spend the money if I can do it myself. It may not be the prettiest job, but it's gonna work. You won't see it. Nobody will really care. And as long as this car makes power, goes fast, that's all that matters. So we're gonna finish up these welds today and hopefully get these on the car. I really want to get these on the car. That way I can get the car off jack stands and maybe even crank it up. I don't know if that'll happen today. Maybe if it doesn't happen today, maybe we can get that done tomorrow. But either way, this car needs to get off stands, needs to be back on the ground. I need to crank it up and I need to drive it. I need to get the car out and drive it. I need to brake in the clutch and brake in the transmission. So anyway, again, I'm rambling, so I'm going to quit rambling, quit talking. I'm going to get to work and get these things welded up. finished welding up the S pipes. As always, you know, not the greatest welds. I've said it many times before, but I checked for leaks, shined a light all around it, and you know, looked inside real good and didn't see any light coming through. So I think we're good to go. I did shoot some paint on there because, you know, this is aluminized tubing, this is stainless steel. From what I understand, or what I've been told, when you weld them together, you know, the weld can rust. So shot some paint on it, and hopefully we won't have no problems with it, and hopefully it'll hold up. I really hope so, because this is all I got for it. But we're gonna get them put on and see how everything lines up, and hopefully everything will be good to go. All right, so we got the exhaust up. Good night. That was not fun. That was a real pain, but it's up there, and from what I can tell, the exhaust looks nice and level. I tried to keep the connections, you know, as high as I could. That side has got to hang a little bit because it's close to the frame rail. That one's pretty level there. But the pipes are up, and the S pipes. But the S pipes are up and hooked to the rest of the exhaust, and I've got the O2 sensors installed. Then the only thing left to do now is to crank it up. But before I can crank it up, I've got to show you one more part that has to go in, so hang on. All right, so if you recall from the last video, I believe, we talked about sealing the shifter off, the new shifter. This is on the MT82, and this is shaped to fit the shifter and not to fit the T56 shifter. So did a lot of searching, tons of searching, and found out that the 11 to 14 models have a boot that fits down over the shifter and goes into the hole, so basically seals from the top. But the only way to get that boot is to buy the entire shifter. Like, you'd have to buy this entire shifter just to get that boot. Well, we don't need the shifter. So made a few posts online, and it was actually in one of the groups on Facebook. A guy replied to my ad and said that he had one. So special thanks to him. But now we have a boot. So just got that today. We're going to try to put that in, see how that fits, and hopefully we can crank this car up. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see here, you see it's kind of split right there. Obviously this part goes underneath the car, and then it fits in the metal, sheet metal fits in this groove here and seals it off. So this is what we needed. Thank goodness he had it, and I didn't have to buy an entire shifter to get something like that. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't want to buy a universal boot, have to drill some holes or something like that. Didn't want to do that. But anyway, we got this. I'm about to put it in. We'll see how it fits. All right, so we got the boot installed inside, and it actually works really well. I'm gonna have to find something to go on top here just to help seal that off, but I'll figure it out. But it does fit in there. You can't really see anything in there now, but it does fit in there well. So, and seals against the bottom of the floor. So that's awesome. So that's in there, and as you can see, we got power back on the car. So that could only mean one thing. So we're ready to crank this thing up. Kind of nervous, kind of scared to do it, but I got to do it. I have to do it. Hope everything's right, but I don't know. Here we go. Let's just crank it up and see what happens. thing is loud. Holy crap. It is loud as hell. It's louder than I thought it would be. I knew it was going to be loud, but damn it. And maybe it's because it's inside the building, but holy crap, it's loud. But anyway, you saw it. She's running. Didn't notice any major exhaust leaks or anything like that. Earlier I was trying to set up the all-in-one harness to set the speedometer parameters in that kind of thing, but I couldn't get it to connect, so I'm gonna have to play with that a little more. I've put a reply on one of the threads in the forums to see if any of those guys can help out. It's connecting to my phone Bluetooth, but I can't get it to open up in the app. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, that's not too big of a deal. I mean, the car will run without that, but I just want to get all that set up and working correctly. I am gonna keep pumping the clutch a little more so that I know that's right. It feels like it's kind of maybe needs a little more fluid in there. I don't know, we'll see. We'll keep pumping it and see what happens. But anyway, she's running finally. I can't believe it. And no check engine light even. I'm really surprised with that. Maybe that takes a little bit of time before that pops up, I don't know, but everything seems good right now, and I'm extremely happy about that. So I'm gonna let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow I think I'm gonna come out here, check over everything again, and pump that clutch pedal, and hopefully take it off the jack stands. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow, but I'd really like to drive this car. It's running now, and I want to drive it. So anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but there we go. She's running. I'm gonna end this video here so it's not super long. My last couple videos have been ridiculously long, and I don't want to bore you guys. But finally, she's running. I can't believe it. We're getting there. We are getting there. But I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because more things to come on Stepchild. We got more things to come on the Nova, and we'll see you on the next one.